Hey everybody, today we have a Sony Handicam to look at. Actually, it's an FDR-AX33. This was sent to me by somebody I know who uses this for a charitable type organization, and they're having a trouble with a lens error. There's no battery, so we're getting the battery warning, but that E62 means the lens, means that lens got jostled and is not in the right position anymore. I don't want to push on it too much, but I imagine that's for like the image stabilization and whatnot. Probably fell over. I see the tripod mount was definitely chewed at. I don't know if somebody tried to get it out or what the deal is there, but that's interesting. But anyway, what we're going to do is see what's going on with the lens. I have not worked on one of these, not this particular model. I have worked on plenty of camcorders, but it's been a while. So I will have a few stumblings along the way. I did find the service manual for a similar model, so I have an idea of what I'm looking for, but we'll see once we get inside. So first things first, I want to try and get this front area off. I suspect this is for focusing. It's got a dragging spot. I don't think that's normal. I don't believe that has anything to do with the lens or filter threads. They don't seem to move when this rotates. So anyway, we'll start. I'm pretty sure we have to take these guys out. So we'll start with that. We'll take out the those crosshead screws. I'm using this foam to work on so that I can kind of roll the camera around and not worry about scratching up the body. Not like I have to, go too crazy, but the organization that uses this really needs it. And like I said, they're a non-profit kind of charity type thing. I'll put a link up at some point in case somebody wants to donate some money to them. But they're relatively local. I mean, for me they're a few hours, but they're in the same state, so want to help out my fellow Pennsylvanians. I mean, among other people. Anyway, there we go. We got that bottom panel off, and that looks like I am going in the right direction. Sonys tend to be very serviceable. I don't know what that's all about still, but I suspect somebody was trying to get this piece out. Let's see. Let's see what that... Yeah, that looks alright. I'm actually going to leave that in. I just wanted to see if there was anything messed up with it that would facilitate it needing to come out, and it sure don't look that way. Pardon me, it sure does not look that way. So let's put that back in. Set that over here. So now, it's starting to feel a little loose. I just want this whole front to come off. So let's keep looking. Let's look at the shoe. So I think that's a hot shoe. Yeah, there's some pins in there, so there's definitely electricity. So we'll remember that. But we'll take that screw out. Come on. See if we can find any others. I just see that one. Oh, and it looks like looks like it was dropped. See that? So it was probably dropped. Let's look at that ring and see if we see any. That right there maybe. Oh, there it is. Put it back. Oh, there we go. There's where it hit. So it probably fell, hit there, and knocked the lens out of whatever holds it in place. Oh yeah, we're missing a screw here. I didn't take that out. And we have these screws. So let's just get all of the exposed, obvious screws out, and then we'll see how it comes apart. You know, they don't expect this to be brand new. They expect it just to take video, you know, the way they need it to. And that's what I'll do for them, hopefully. That's the plan, at least. Let's see, anything under here? No. Nope. Alright, that's good. And then I see two screws here. I don't know if those need to come out. I'm just going to crack these guys loose. I have a feeling they can stay in. Oh, maybe not. Man, I don't know. This one has to come out, I'm almost positive. And then I think we may pop this whole side off. There's no screws in here. What do you have here? Oh, USB. That's pretty cool. Oh, we got one here too. Right inside that. So we'll take that out. Where's that other one? Oops, sorry. Oh, I did get it. All right, good. So we got that and that. This one. Make sure I'm still in frame. So the black ones go on the outside, the silvers go on the inside. Oh, there we go. All right. So that's peeling off, and then it just disconnects. Yep. All right, it's good. Let's see, so if that goes back on here and I put that screw back in, that does go into there. Okay, so that needs to be out. Good. All right, we're getting closer. So now we have the one side off. And I disconnect. Does that come out? Not easily. All right, so we'll just leave it. That's fine. Okay. So it looks like we're probably going to have to take out a few screws going around, but let's continue to get the rest of this outer shell off. Oh, yep, that was cracked. Alright, so we have a screw back here. Oh, the screw is underneath. Oh, wow. All right, so the screw got pulled through. There it is. It was not taken out. Wow. I hope this thing's repairable. That's a heck of a hit. That screw got shoved in and then over. I thought it was out, but it wasn't. But at least we got it loose. So now that comes out. Definitely went in there. All right, let's take out the two in the side here in case that releases these plastic pieces on the top and bottom of the display hinge. Like I said, I'm kind of learning as I go here on this one. I've not worked on this particular model. I've worked on other, Panasonics and other Sony video cameras, but not this exact chassis. So let's see, does that release? Oh, I can see the lens now though. See right? That's the lens. That must be sitting on that pinion. So we definitely have to get inside there. And can I get this wire, this strap off? Yeah, all right. I'm gonna get that plate out of the way. That's one. This is also probably one. But a black screw on the inside. Curious. Starting to get loose. Now let's work on this side. This side has to come off next. I see a screw down in here. Let's see if that does anything. They do have a opening to get right to it. So it makes me think it has something to do with the outside. And there's another one right next to it. And we have, let's see, that wire plugs in here. Is that a push? Looks like it. All right. So close. I feel like there's just like one thing holding it. Something. There's probably screws on this side that we haven't seen yet. Ah. Look at that. That guy. Camcorders are, it's kind of like a present or an onion. Everything's wrapped up in layers. So you start working at your layers until you can get to where you need to. Alright, so that one's off. I don't know if these in the back have anything to do with it. It might. It's up in that corner, so I could see it having a tab going through it maybe. Come on. Remagnetize my screwdriver. Much better. Alright, so then we'll take out that one right there too. Oh, I didn't see that one. See that guy? Let's get that one. Oh, broken plastic. See? So let me hold that, because I think that may be going through something. Like it's pinching stuff together. Let's see, that used to be, oh, it used to be on this right here. So I might see if I can glue that. I doubt it'll work, but we'll look at it at some point. For now, I really just want to see about getting to that lens, because if we can't fix the lens, there's really no point in any fixing the rest of that. Alright, all those are out. Looks like that back is going to come off, and I'll probably find another screw holding this side on. I was right. Alright, so we took out these two, here and here. So then that closes, that pops off. Actually, let me see if I even need to take this off now. I push that back on because I think that can stay. Because this is all I care about up front, so I really don't even want to take the back apart. So now I see a screw here that looks like it's holding the front on. So let's take that out. Come on. Trim, all right. All right, that's a good sign. I think there's a screw under here. Alright, that plastic came off. Now, what is holding? That bracket off. It's covering one of the pivot points for the lens. The lens pivots side to side on the one, left and right on that one. So this is what we're really going to be checking, is all that stuff, the sensors. I have a feeling there's a switch not lining up or something. What's holding it? I don't want to just pull, because that will end badly for everybody. Just give it a little push, maybe. So there's a connector down there. Feels like it's on the bottom. There we go. There we are. So there's the lens assembly with the little shutter that opens. Then we'll look at this and see why this is chewy after we take care of the lens assembly. Let me get the microphone out of the way and that. So this I will have to be careful with. Just gonna put that screw in so I don't lose it. All right. So there's the, oh, there we go. There's the lens. You can see it's supposed to float. We're going to look to see why it that feels okay. But something definitely did fall. It definitely got jammed. So we need to find this sensor that tells it when it's jammed, and then see if it's really jammed. Alright, well, let's try this. Let's look at this first, because I want to hook this back up so that we can try it. So let me take these screws out. We'll look at that wheel. And then we'll see. So I want to plug this back in so that we can try it. Okay, I'll pop that out. Let's see, I got a screw here. Yeah, like hear it? Not supposed to do that. Now normally I'd put these screws in the little screw holder, but these are going right back in. Oh, I see something actually. I think I see something. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. Oh, maybe it is. I got excited. I thought maybe that was bent. Let's see, we got a battery. Pop that bracket out. All right. Oh, yeah. Let me see if you guys can see that. That's not supposed to look like that. Yeah, we'll start with this. In fact, I wonder if that's the problem. If the iris doesn't open at the right time, I could see it throwing an error. All right, let me get a magnet and we'll see if we can make that move. Come on. Okay, that worked a little better than I expected, actually. And a little faster than I expected. Alright, so that's good. So that means the mechanism's okay. I just have to flatten this out. Let's see, how do we want to do that? I've got my duck bills. It's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. So let's see. So I'm just using a magnet. Very smooth. And not pinching on that side anymore. Now let's get into where that rotary thing is. Is that it? Yep. So maybe that'll work. Maybe we can just clean out schmutz. Hopefully there's like a bunch of crap in here. That feels alright. Which way does that go? This way? Alright, there's the encoder. That's the encoder. Are those magnets? No, it must have an optical. Yep. It's like a color wheel sensor, actually. See right there? So those are the encoders. So it rolls past that. Let's just make sure all the crud is clean. Some Teflon tape. You might cut that. It's probably where it's bunching up. Feels better. It feels better. So I'm going to rotate this clockwise as I try to get it back together. No. It seems better. Let's see how it feels. Okay. Not bad. That's clean. So let's see, how's this going to go back together? Alright, I had to futz around with this, but the black pieces, these little things there, have a little catch that this will rotate and go underneath. And then the circuit boards here, or these flat flex, have resistors that'll end up in those two notches. So once that's in there, it seems like you just twist it and it locks. Almost. A little more. Yep, there we go. And then you can see those two resistors line up in those slots. So that's good. Let's see, then that. Let's see, that should go through here. Alright, still got a little bit of drag, but it's way better than it was. So we'll be okay with that. They can just use autofocus if they have to. But this seems to be good. That's good. Now let's get the, I'm gonna put this back in. It's got a button. The button, if you're from Delco, goes here. Let's see, that'll plug in there. All right. Let's plug this back in. Let's see, that one is this screw. Put that in just to hold that shutter in place. We still have one to go in here. This wire Alright, and then this went here? Yeah, that looks good. Went there. So that probably means that this, yeah, that just shoves in there. Let's make sure we can get that flat, because that doesn't look right. There we are. Go. That's good. That is really good. Alright, let me get this set up so we can test it. Alright, so I just have the lens assembly just kind of hanging off the front. I have it plugged in so that we can at least see what happens when we add some power. So now I just need to plug in the DC. Let's see what happens. Oh, still got 6210. Whatever. Come on. Oh, I wonder if that's because I had something leaning on it. Let's try it again. I saw the lens shutter, and look at that. No 6210. Let's try it again. Iris closed. Back you guys out a little. Ready? We'll turn it on again. Iris opened. It's booting up. No error 6210. I think we got it. Let's see if I can put it back together now. That's always the fun part. Close the iris. Unplug the power. Let's close that. Let's see what we have to do to reattach the front. Alright, let me look at this a little bit. Alright, so I fumfered around a little bit, and really it just slides straight on, and then you plug that connector back in, and then we can start putting the screws back in. This is always the fun part, remembering what screws go where. Now remember, of course I can go back and check the video, but I remember those go on the bottom. So what we're going to do, I'm getting ahead of myself here, is I'm going to put a couple screws in, then we're going to turn it on. Put a couple more screws in, you know, a couple more of the pieces, turn it on. Just to make sure nothing is pinching or, you know, causing more problems. Alright, so now those are in. So that's a good place to stop and check. Oh, no error yet. No error. Zoom works. I like it. Turn it off. Unplug it. Now we move to the next set of thingies to screw back together. So this side had this piece, which seems a little bent right here. A little better. That goes there, this goes under here, and that's going to go down there, so we have to take that screw back out. Let's hold that up a little. I'm going to set that back in. That. Does that go underneath? I think that might go underneath because of that pin. Let me see if I can slide that underneath. I did notice it has that pin. So that should have gone on before the outside. That's good to know. So that should have gone on before the front. So I think, yeah, let's just do that. I'm going to loosen, I'm going to take these screws out. Oop. And then I'll be able to slide this out of the way to put that metal plate in. So I'll put those three there. We'll get this one ready. Here we are. We'll get that, oops, get that ready. So this, yeah, see? Whoops, no you don't. Oh no, I was wrong. It does have a pin, but the pin is not for that, so that goes on the top. I was wrong. So I don't necessarily trust how it came apart because of how it dropped. Although, looking at that, it probably would make a little more sense having it on the outside. But that hole probably lines up with a piece of plastic for the casing. Alright. So that will go here. Like that. This goes underneath. Right there. Let's just hold that in position. Snug that down, and then we'll put this black mechanism back in position too. And then we'll get that screw back in. There we go. That and that. And then we have a screw here. That, and Let's try it again. Just to make sure. No error. Good, good. Alright, so the next, let's look at all our plastic bits here. We have the back, we have the top, we have the microphone, we have the screen shroud, in shroud, we have the, you guys can't see any of this. Top, and then that trim piece. Then I have some broken plastic, some screws, pardon me, and then we have the whole side actually there. Now this looks like it used to be glued here. I don't know, that's not a very, I don't expect that to be repairable. I think what I might do is, pardon me, screw it back in and then glue it like this instead of gluing it and putting it all together. Let's see, and that I might, let's not even waste our time. Some of these things, the way they're broken, there's no happy fixing them. Like that for maybe that one might be alright. That was the one that had the screw shoved out of position. But I think that's what I'll try because that back screw was kind of important. Alright, well, we'll work from the front back, just like we took it apart. So let's go to here. Let's get that trim ring. Let's see, that's gonna go that way, I think. Let's see. It's probably on here. Like that. It's probably like that, yeah. Alright, so this goes like that. So you line the notches up, that silver part lines up with the notch. And then that nub goes in there. It's kind of a good way to see how it's going to line up. Like that. I like that. That's good. Let's put those two screws back in. Plastic thread. Metal thread. Oops, pardon. Then we have that screw that can go back in. Then let's look at this. How did that come out? Because this all got smashed. But I think we can make it work. Yep. Alright, that'll work. It goes that way. Now this is damaged. I think we're going to try just a teeny tiny dab of CA glue on there just to help lock that all back together. Just get a little right there. Teeny tiny bit. Oops. Keep that trim in there. And somehow this is a 5.1 mic. That's crazy. Oops. Man, cameras really have come a long way. I mostly use my cell phone for recording these videos. Like right now I'm recording with my S21 Plus, and it seems to do a really good job. I'm very happy with it. Alright, let's see. So I should have put this on a while ago. Unless I can just snap it in there. Actually, I might be able to do that. It just kind of... Let's see if I can get that glue to hold a little better. Yeah, I can pop it in there. The glue will actually, having to glue this actually kind of makes that work a little better. Come on, a little more. There we go. Alright, I'm going to hold that, let it set up. Okay, so let's check it again. Let me get that out of the way. This is the glue, some of the glue I use, but I like this one, it's a little thicker. I also have thin stuff. Yep. No errors. I like it. So far, so good. So every time, put it back together, or piece back on, we'll keep checking. Let's see, that's going to go there. So this is next. That'll go there. So that means this has to go back in now. And we'll try. We're going to try and glue it. Really going to give it a shot. because I think it'll help. I think it'll definitely help if we can get that to glue back together. Alright, so I gotta turn it a little bit. Right there, maybe. Okay. That actually feels really good. Alright. So they had a couple of those break, but we'll bring our friend CA glue to the rescue again. So we'll just do a little dab there, right there. There we are. Then, as I bump the camera, let's put some on here. And now, oh crap, I forgot to put this side. Does this matter? No, we can put this on first. Again, let me just bend that a tiny bit back. That's good. Then this one. All right, that's good. And then I can put these guys back in, and then we'll test it, and then we'll put the other side on, you know, step by step. So these didn't really need to come out, these two on the back. So if you happen to end up working on one of these, just go ahead and leave those two in, at least if you're just going for the lens. Alright, let's set. Let me put this back in position. Oh, I forgot a screw. I forgot a screw. Gotta go quick. So if this hadn't have been broken, this would be way easier to deal with. But then again, if that hadn't been broken, I probably wouldn't be fixing it. So let's see if we can get that screw out. Man. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do here for that piece, the bent screw. It's because of that plastic bit. So I'm going to put the plastic bit in by itself. And that'll shim the plastic to the right thickness, like that. That's what I want. And then we can set this back on. And the front screw and the rest of the frame will hold all that in place. See, originally this had some tabs that were melted underneath to hold that in place, at least from what I'm seeing. There we go. Put this screw back in, and then let's see if we still are error free or if the lens got jammed at some point. Looks good. All right. So now another big step. Let's just check the bottom. You got to put in some screws here. Wait, let's see. That goes there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. I need one here and one here. And that's probably these guys, because these guys are short. That one. And this one. All right. Let's see, that's going to go on here. So we got the screw for there, but there's not one up here. Okay. That's good. So I will end up with a few extra screws once it's all said and done, because there was some broken bits that won't be going back in. But for the most part, this is going to work out really well. There's only going to be a few extra screws too. It's actually not going to be too bad. You always want to have the least amount of extra screws as possible, but you know, ideally 0, but let's be realistic. Alright, that's good. Let's check it before we put the bottom plate on, and then we'll see. Handicam, no error. All right. last piece to return is the bottom. And I do have a couple scrap plastic pieces for the top that we'll try and see if we can glue that in. There was that little chunk missing on the top. This thing must have really taken a dive. I'm actually surprised it's as repairable as it was after taking that dive. Usually that puts a pretty good hurting on them. Oh, duh. I should have looked at that. Sometimes doing videos, I'm sure anybody else that does videos understands, sometimes you just get sidetracked or distracted. And for all the broken, bent pieces I found, I think we're probably going to end up with 3 or 4 extra screws, which is totally fine for the amount of broken pieces that I found. Alright, 2 more. Let's see. Yep, 4 extra screws. That's great. I'm actually totally fine with that. The important screws are there. The case is held together well. It's held together very well. Let's put the rubber pad back in there. And then this rubber pad, oops, right there. Alright, that's good. Let's see. Oh, right. So 3 extra screws, not 4. What the hell? There we go. I wish there was a screw going through the side to hold that in, but that was a broken piece of plastic in there. But this is the see, that needs to be held down. Maybe I'll put a little dab of glue in there and then tape it. This went here. Yeah, because there was a broken, that's where one of these came from. Oh, there we go, one of these, and this stuff. That all went up in here, so I can't really do anything for it except glue it. So I think that's what we'll do. Let's we'll CA glue it and then wrap it with some vinyl tape, and that should be fine. So right there where they meet up, close that up, and then there. Alright, so I'm going to let that sit for a few minutes and then I'll be back, we'll try it, and then hopefully we can wrap it up. And I only have 3 screws left, which adds up to all the broken pieces that I found. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Just want to let that glue set up a bit and then we can pop the tape off. So I'll be back. Alright, so I glued and taped it. We're going to let that sit overnight. I got that all resecured. Let's just make sure it's happy so that I can wrap this video up for you all. So remember, if you see that E6210 error, make sure the lens isn't jammed or that all the pieces in the front are happy, because they weren't happy. But you can see we're good now. So if you have any questions about your Sony FDR-AX33 or another Sony, feel free to drop it in the comments. I can't guarantee I know what to do for it, but hey, it can't hurt to ask either myself or maybe somebody else who sees the video will have some feedback for you. So go ahead, stick it down in the comments. If you don't subscribe, blah blah blah, like button, new videos, yada yada, you know, boilerplate stuff. But, you know, as always, most importantly, thank you for watching.